Good morning. Welcome back to more Slay the Spire. I'm Isaac. I'm going to walk through today. We're going to play Ironclad Ascension 20, going for a heart kill. But while we're doing that, we are going to look for the relative balance of power um, for the different sources of power for Ironclad. What I mean by that is in Slay the Spire, you get power from sort of three sources. Uh, you get power from the cards in your deck, you get power from the relics you have, and you get power from potions. And those are pretty much the only things that matter. Um, there is some sort of slightly extra stuff. You get some. Sometimes it's important that your max HP is high, and sometimes it's important that just like the mechanics of the game let you like draw 5 cards a turn, for example, or like shuffle when your deck is empty. But we're just going to attribute those. We're going to sort of have those be baked in. Most of that power is going to end up on the card side. If we get a relic like Abacus, then obviously it gets credit for the extra block that we're getting when we shuffle. And in order to just like define terms, we're gonna just the first hallway fight, floor 1. That's going to be sort of 1-to-1. Assuming that we like get no Niao bonus for some reason. For Ironclad, that means Burning Blood and the cards in our deck are helping us to accomplish our goal. And the goal is to heal 6 health every floor, because that's sort of the best possible outcome. Obviously you can't do that without the relic, but you also can't do that without the cards in your deck. So we're just going to start them out at 1-to-1, and potions are going to be start at 0. Because you don't start with any potions. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we're on Ascension 20, Ironclad. I'm still going to talk about all these decisions. I'm not going to like record anything about this decision in particular, but we do need to talk about it. Ironclad has one of the best starting relics. Healing every fight is really powerful. So we pretty much never want to lose your starting relic, get a random boss relic, which is kind of the opposite of Watcher, where the starting relic is bad, so you want to replace it. Although similar to Watcher, removing 2 cards is pretty bad before you fight your first elite, because you would want to remove strikes, and then you also don't want to remove strikes because you need them to kill the Act 1 elites. Let's look at the route we're planning on taking. So this has 3 hallway fights, a shop, and a fire before the first elite. It's only a 2 elite path, but the only 3 elite paths that are available involve the mega elite. So I think we're going to have to be satisfied with 2 elites this act. And since we do have access to this early shop, the value of this obtain 100 gold is super high. Transforming a card is kind of similar to removing a card. It's like you remove a card and add a random card. Transforming a card doesn't tend to be particularly good. It's better if you have eggs. And obviously you can get crazy stuff with it. You can get like demon form or, corruption or something. Or like enflame. But absent those, you might end up with something like barricade that doesn't really do anything for you. So I'm going to take the 100 gold, not particularly because the 100 gold is super amazing, mostly just because the other options are all bad. And we have access to an early shop. Alright, so we're going to take this first hallway fight. Alright, so we got Jawworm. We're not going to be able to heal for 6 this fight, primarily because we're taking at least 2 in the first turn. So we'll defend, strike. Let's see. Oh hey, you can't really see the relics very well with my current stream setup. Move myself over to the right hand side. Okay. Alright, so Jotworm is just powering up this turn, so we just punch him as hard as we can. We're just going to block out because we can't really do any damage. It's an interesting property of Slay the Spire that I realized while I was taking note of all the decisions I was making. That most of these decisions are just 100% automated. There's just a correct answer at most of the time during the fight. So we managed to heal for 4 there, which is pretty good. Obviously, it's the first floor, so it's 1 to 1 to 0 because it's the definition. We could take Carnage. Carnage is quite good against early elites. Seeing Red is quite bad, and Power Through is sort of inappropriate for fighting Gremlin Knob. So we're going to take Carnage. Alright. So we're going to block at least once. We could either bash or block out and strike. It seems like bash is probably the best pick. If we bash this front Laos, then he's at 9, and 9 damage means he dies to a single strike. However, he's going to weaken us, so we actually won't do 9 damage with the strike. We'll do, what, 6, I think? Because it reduces it. He reduces it down to 4, and then it goes back up by 50%. So no matter which one we hit, we're not going to be able to kill them if we're doing 6. So I'll still target the one in the front, and then we'll see where we're at next turn. Yeah, it is up to 6. So we can just kill the back one and block, and hope we get 2 strikes next turn. Alright, we did. We actually needed 3 strikes, but we got there. Okay, so cards have gained a little bit of power because that Carnage really put in a lot of work. So I'm going to say it's like a 5 to 4 ratio, and potions did not contribute. Dark Embrace tends to be good later. Sentinel is kind of a situational block, so is Armaments. So I think we're going to skip this, because we mostly want to be taking attacks. Alright, so now we're going to walk the balance back towards Relic a little bit by looking in here. Oh, Meat on the Bone. It's quite good. Meat on the Bone changes our combat goal a little bit. So now it's fine to heal 6 at the end of a fight. If we can have a fight with positive 6 health, that's great. But now we could potentially have a fight with plus 18 health, because if we're below 50%, we heal for 18, which is a lot. And we can also pick up Dolly's Mirror or Art of War, or Nunchaku, I suppose. So Dolly's Mirror leaves us with 65 gold. So we could theoretically buy something and then copy it. Right now, the only thing we would be thinking about copying is Carnage. And I don't know if it's really good enough to want 2 copies. It's kind of a liability later. Nunchaku's good. Art of War is good sometimes. Art of War doesn't really do anything right now. It does do a lot of stuff later, though. And we can't buy Art of War and Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain is quite good. I think maybe I'm just not used to playing Ironclad anymore. We could do Feel No Pain, card remove, potion. We could just take Secret Weapon. Um, Secret Weapon is a very good card. And with the upgrade, it's not particularly good against Gremlin Knob, which means it's a little bit weaker during Act 1. But I think it's the strongest thing here. So I'm gonna pick Secret Weapon, and hopefully we get like a what's the big like AOE fire card for Ironclad? Hopefully we get that to go with it. Okay. Can't afford anything else. Alright, max damage is Carnage Strike, so we'll do that. We're going to defend once and strike at least once. So Secret Weapon is going to go get us Carnage again. So we're going to try and take 0 damage in the fight. Yeah, we did. Okay, cards have gotten way more powerful. I'm going to go ahead and say that's like a 2-to-1 thing now. The Meat on the Bone didn't really participate. It's really good for later, but didn't really do anything now. So Dual Wield is cool, but it doesn't do any damage by itself, and the only thing that we would want to copy with it is Carnage, and it's actually pretty bad with Carnage because you'd make a copy of it, play one of the copies, and then the other one would exhaust because it's ethereal. So I think we take Inflame. Inflame's a pretty humble card, but it does scale your damage quite nicely. Alright, so we're clearly in position to Smith here, and it seems like Carnage is the card that's doing most of the damage, so let's lean into that. Does 8 extra. And I'm going to take this Elite. Okay. We get to Secret Weapon out the Carnage here. And then we can't defend. We're taking 5 still, but you know, we need to get there this fight, so I think we're probably 2 attacks and a defend. Taking 5 again, and then maybe never taking damage again in the fight. Just kidding. There's no way to avoid taking damage this turn. Okay, so now we're kind of into the realm where we're gonna hit Meat on the Bone value. We've taken 10 so far this fight. Our halfway point is 37. So if we take this 10, which we have to, we go down, we take 20 in the fight, and then we heal for 18. It's not too bad. You know, it's only if we can actually pull that off. And I think the best way to pull that off is try and kill this sentry next turn. Or I guess we can block him out. We're pretty unlikely to be able to block out the other sentry, so I think we're going to do the same strategy, but in reverse, and hope we get Carnage Strike. Is Carnage Strike enough? Carnage Strike is 34 damage. So yeah, so if we strike him now, that is enough. Didn't find the Carnage. We're almost guaranteed next turn we're back to attacking the back sentry. After a lot of target switching, we're pretty likely to be able to kill him. Okay, so we kill him, and then we get to shuffle. Okay, max damage is Bash Strike. We're taking a bunch of damage. Alright, we do get to heal for 18. The healing was really powerful that fight. Enough so that I'm going to say Relics had the advantage in terms of power, so we're going to go 3 to 4. Still to 0. Because I didn't play either of the potions, although they are both quite good. Okay, interesting. So I guess we want to take Curses. We have Inflame and Secret Weapon, are sort of big build-arounds. Carnage is also in there. Fire breathing works pretty well with blue candle. We could take a bunch of curses and then do fire breathing. But I don't know about building around that. That seems pretty dubious. I do like Iron Wave. The next elite has a 50% chance to be Gremlin Knob. So we should try and come up with some way to block against it, which is Iron Wave in a nutshell. Although, honestly, most of our block is just healing for 18 after the fight's over. But I've never, it's an early Iron Wave. I don't think we're going to regret having that in the deck. I think because of Made on the Bone and Burning Blood, we heal for 18 if we take 1 damage. So let's go ahead and smith something. We probably want to get Secret Weapon upgraded at some point. Secret Weapon and Inflame are the ones that are really calling out for it. Iron Wave upgrade is also quite good. And so is Bash, but I think Secret Weapon is probably top of the queue. Maybe Inflame is better. I think Secret Weapon is better long term. But we do have to find more good attacks that we want to go find. Okay, Ancient Tea Set is good. We have to take this question mark. Okay, so we can get some extra gold by losing health. We do actually kind of want to lose at least 1 health, and then probably go to this hallway fight to heal up. So I'll take the gold. We do want to do at least 1 hallway fight before this elite. We could, I guess, do either one of these. So the question is, do we want to do a question mark first or second? I guess first is the answer. So because question marks are higher variance, so we want to see what's going on with that. It's a shop. Can't afford any of the relics. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this was an argument to do fight first, because if we had gone to the fight first, we'd be able to afford bronze scales right now, which is a pretty big deal. Let's see. So what are we doing? We kind of want to find like a big attack so that we can look for it with Secret Weapon. We could also just buy fruit juice and then have 2 fruit juices, which would be nice. I am feeling kind of sick, so getting some fruit juice sounds pretty nice. Actually, I'm actually just going to go get fruit juice. Be right back. Trying to stay hydrated here. Yeah, in all seriousness, though, I think that either Fruit Juice or Dark Embrace is probably the pick here. We don't really have anything that combos with Dark Embrace right now. It does tend to be really good, but we have literally nothing that exhausts except for Carnage, and if Carnage exhausts, we're in trouble. So we're going to buy the fruit juice. We have to drink our other fruit juice first because we can't hold both. Yeah. We could have also bought Dark Shackles this turn, but whatever. Alright, let's go get this hallway fight so that we can heal. Hopefully heal. Let's Secret Weapon for Carnage. We can Carnage Strike to kill the Spike Slime, or we can Carnage the Cultist. Spike Slime is going to make us frail, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to block. So I think I'm in favor of killing him first to avoid the debuff. Alright, so we get to Inflame Iron Wave here, and that mostly blocks out, so let's go ahead and just punch. Since we're starting a turn late on killing cultists, I think it's reasonable to take one, although it turned out to not be necessary. So we did heal for 18 there, that's super good. Let's go ahead and drink our fruit juice so that we can hold the dexterity potion. We could secret weapon for Sever Soul. I'm not sure why we would want to. We've already seen sentries, so cleave is not really necessary. And I think we'd skip rage if it was free. I don't really like Sever Soul. It doesn't do enough, and it's always really awkward to play because you end up exhausting stuff that you really need. And I think I've got enough damage with just the Carnage, to be honest. So let's skip that. Okay. We're going to double block here. Could have considered using a Dex potion, but I don't think it's necessary. Our magic number is now 42. So they're going to do 2 damage, leaving us at 52. So we kind of need to either take 10 more or 0 more. We're going to Carnage the one with more health, so let's punch the one with less health. Okay. We have darn, not enough damage. Let's see, if we inflame, we have nope. Yeah, there's no way to get enough damage next turn. So this does 8 plus 7 is 15, or we could strike this turn and do 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 5 is 17. So that front one is going to hit us. And there's nothing we can do. This is the worst situation for secret weapon, is when it's in your hand and nothing else is. So let's go ahead and develop Inflame, just so that we're have 1 fewer cards in the deck. If we block for 5, we take 11, and that puts us 1 mana below, or 1 health below our sort of perfect heal for 18 ml. So that seems pretty good. We can block for 5 with either Defend or Iron Wave, so we might as well use Iron Wave. We can also do some cheeky stuff with Blue Candle and Ascender's Vein. We could play the Ascender's Vein to lose 1 health to trigger Made on the Bone. It's not relevant right now, but it might be relevant later. We could double block and take 6 instead. But then we would end up at 46, which is too high. Alright. I don't see any evidence that this is a flex deck. We do have Inflame. So flex is good if you draw it with the strength doubling card. That's pretty much the only time it's good. It's also good with artifact charges, I suppose. So I don't think we're picking flex. I don't really feel like I need the block from Armaments, and Sentinel is just a block card for us right now because we have no way to exhaust it. We have seen 2 of those, so I do wonder if we've seen a lot of the exhaust synergy cards in this package, in this seed. So there's a good chance that was the correct way to play it, but I didn't pick any of them, so it's certainly not right to start picking them now. I'm going to skip. We're going to take the Elite, obviously. Alright. We can just bash Strike and not Secret Weapon for Carnage and hope that we draw Carnage next turn when he's vulnerable. Since we have a pretty good way to use our mana right now, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, we'll go ahead and take 8. I'm just going to put us down to 51. which is still a little bit too high. We want to be at 42. But it does look like Gromanabe is going to oblige us and do a little bit more damage here. So we can only block for 5, so we're taking 19. And we can't get enough damage to kill him, so seems like the best turn. Cool. Back up to 50. Okay, Ornamental Fan is a big sort of run-defining relic. Let's go ahead and drink the Blood Potion. So we have room for the Fire Potion. Okay, so now we're an Ornamental Fan deck. Pommel Strike is really good with Ornamental Fan. It also helps us draw our Carnage thing, scales with Inflame. Yeah, sure. What we really want is that 0-cost card that makes copies of itself. That card's crazy with Ornamental Fan. Yeah, hopefully we find either a Kunai or a Shuriken to go along with our Ornamental Fan. I totally lost the thread on evaluating whether the relics or the cards were more powerful. I feel like they're pretty much back in balance now. Relics are pretty powerful, or potions have been pretty powerful too. I'm going to pick Pommel Strike. I usually don't pick Pommel Strike, but I'll make an exception. Iron Wave Plus is good. If you're going to pick Pommel Strike, you should probably upgrade Pommel Strike. Drawing 2 cards is significantly better than drawing 1, so let's take that. Okay, so we have Fire Potion, which is great against this boss. We also have a ton of energy this turn, so we get to really really hit him hard. 46 damage on turn 1, not bad. So we have to be a little bit careful that we're not killing him. Let's try and draw Inflame here. We didn't. We could go get Bash and play it. We definitely want to pop him next turn instead of taking the damage. And if we Bash first, then we shuffle and draw 2 cards. And if those cards are both attacks, then we're in good shape. If they're not both attacks, then we maybe don't pop him, which seems bad. So currently Bash is doing 8 damage. We can also just like eat an attack. If he hits us, it's not a big deal because we just heal. Back up with Meat on the Bone and Burning Blood. Let's see. And if he's vulnerable next turn, then we get to Inflame, and let's say we get 2 strikes. They would both do 12 damage, so we would do 24 damage, which is enough to pop him, but it's not enough to like feel great about popping, you know? So I think we just do 2 strikes now, and then maybe we eat an attack, unless we draw whatever it's called next turn, Carnage. Let's go ahead and draw a Bash. We're pretty unlikely to want to just play a raw Bash next turn. So I'll just cycle through it a little faster. Okay, so we can Inflame, Strike, Defend. We take a bunch of damage, but we do 8 to him, which, wait, 8 is too much. We would set him to 74, so we want to set him to 76. And then we can Inflame, Defend, and hit him with the Carnage next turn. Or we can Bash. Oops, that was a mistake. Now he's breaking. So I'll go ahead and use the Fire Potion. I think we're going to go get Carnage here and use it to break that slime. And then we should also do some damage. So the tiny slimes are smaller. So we can still kill a tiny slime with Pommel Strike, and that causes a shuffle. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and avoid taking any frail. Getting frailed is pretty bad. And we block by attacking 3 times, so we don't have a huge incentive to not. So we could draw Carnage and play it right now, but we're going to draw it next turn anyway, so we might as well just bash and get that vulnerable. And kill him with it, hopefully. Ooh, we didn't draw it. It's okay, we can break him anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so Carnage to kill one of them, and then I guess we block. Probably should have deck spotted this turn. I thought we were winning a little faster than we did. We heal for so much that I guess it's probably good to save the potion. Okay, so Demon Form is an interesting addition. Demon Form basically says you have to spend a turn doing nothing, but then you just eventually outscale your opponent, even if that opponent is like the heart. Demon Form just scales really quickly. And it works really well with Ornamental Fan because we want to be playing lots of attacks. So I think we're just going to pick Demon Form. Also, we have so much healing that we can sort of afford to take a little bit of a hit per fight while we're setting up Demon Form. So yeah, let's do that. In this fight, most of the value came from cards. Carnage was really big in this fight, so we're going to say it was 3-2 to 0. Snake Eye is really good. We have several 2-cost things. Demon Form, Carnage, Bash. Pommel Strike is also pretty good with Snake Eye, just because it draws 2 cards. We do have some kind of bummer ones. Look, we've got Secret Weapon, where if that costs, 1, it's not good anymore. And Inflame is also not super exciting, but Inflame is just not super exciting in the deck anymore because we have Demon Form. And Demon Form is so good with Snake Eye. I think this is pretty much an auto pick. Plus, Snake Eye is kind of a survival test. Like if you could survive the early part of Act 2 with Snake Eye, you're probably in pretty good shape. And we're great at surviving because we've got meat on the bone and brain blood. So that's really good. Calling Bell is actually not too bad. We've got Blue Candle. Oh wait, the Calling Bell curse removes itself. It's basically another Ascender's Bane. Calling Bell is good because it gets you lots of pokes. It's hard to predict exactly how it's good. Philosopher's Stone is pretty suicidal. We only heal for 18 a fight, so if we start scaling up enemies, that does not work out well for us. So we're going to take the Snake Eye because it's crazy good. Alright, and that should be a good enough deck to win, for sure. We're coming out of Act 1 with a nice thin deck that does a lot of stuff with great Relic synergy, so feel pretty strongly that we're going to win this run. We probably want to get at least 2 elites. If there's a good path, we'll take 3. I don't see a good path. Yeah, if we wanted 3 elites, we'd have to go have one of them be the Mega Elite. Okay, so what's the best 2 elite path? Well, this one has a fire before the elite, which is always good. This one has a fire after the elite, which is sometimes necessary. Let's see. So if we were hitting 2 elites, how many fires can we get? Not a ton. It looks like the most is 3 if we go here, fire, elite, fire, fire. Or I guess that's only 2 sort of extra fires. Maybe we can just take the Mega Elite here. I think we can probably take the Mega Elite. Act 2 elites are hard. but it seems like we're in pretty good shape, and it's a little bit late in Act 2. Also, if we feel like we're in trouble, we can just nope out after this elite. So let's go into it this way so that we're getting... I guess we could go this way to get the 2 easy fights, because this third fight's a little bit dicey. Yeah, I think I like that. We'll take 2 fights, 3 question marks. We can dodge this elite too if we want to, and heal before getting out of there. Alright, Demon form for 0. It sounds good. I think I'll also Inflame, and then Pummel Strike. Bash doesn't do very much, because he's got Artifact Charges. Alright, Carnage has its normal cost. Carnage is actually not that great with Snecko Eye. It's good, because it costs 2, so it can end up costing 0 or 1. But if it ends up costing 2 or 3, then it can exhaust itself, which is not what you want. We're always casting the 0 cost strike, so let's do that. Do we have lethal? No. We would need 23 more damage, and we don't have it. I think we're going to cast Iron Wave and Carnage, just to block for a little bit. This block is too expensive. Alright, so if we go down to 42 health, then we heal for 18, going up to 60. So as long as we're above 60, taking any damage is bad. So let's not take any damage. And in fact, that number is really 54, because if we're above 54, then Burning Blood still procs, so we go above 60 anyway. Alright, we take Clothesline. Clothesline's pretty good. It blocks, it does damage, and it's pretty good with Snecko Eye. Body Slam's bad. The upgrade makes it cost 0, which is irrelevant. And we don't have a ton of block. Not having a ton of block is a little bit scary. We probably want to find some. But I guess in the meantime, Clothesline is kind of like block, so let's pick it. Alright, upgrade all strikes and defense. That seems good. We left all the strikes and defense in the deck, so we are totally full. So yeah, that's a huge amount of value. Oddly Smooth Stone is pretty good. Alright. Got some looters, the mugger. Or, a looter and mugger. Snecko Eye is kind of screwing us over here. So let's go ahead and Pommel Strike and see if we can find some less expensive cards. We kind of can. We could consider deck spotting here, and I think that's probably correct. There's a lot of blocks left in the deck, so... Oh no, I guess they were all in hand. Alright, 1 mana Demon Form seems good. 0 mana Inflame seems good. We will go ahead and Carnage this guy for a huge amount of overkill. And then we'll punch the other guy. Alright, we found Carnage again, so let's do that. And then the 0 cost strike finishes him off. Alright, it was a good thing we used that potion because we found another one. Alright, Shrug It Off is pretty much what I was looking for. Generates block, draws cards. Drawing cards is really good with Snecko Eye. So, Shrug It Off. Alright. We can... Red says it's unplayable. Do all curses say they're unplayable? They do, but I can play them. And getting a relic is pretty good. Blue Candle means this just costs us 1 health and 1 card in our opening hand. So we're going to take it. Tiny Chest. Okay. So we got to hit a lot of question marks now. I feel pretty good about hitting this elite, so let's do that. All right. I think we pommel strike before we play these 2 0-cost strikes. Maybe we don't pommel strike at all? No, I think we pommel strike. Because alternately we could bash and play double strike. Pommel strike does 10 damage, bash does 8, and bash would cause these to do 50% more, which is a meaningful amount of damage. I guess Pommel Strike could be bad because we could find like Demon Form and have it cost 1 and miss out on it. So yeah, I think I've convinced myself I'm going to bash the Slaver. And we're going to spend this Rev as well. And the Block Potion, because this is as good as it gets for Blockbot. It's blocking for 12. Alright, we did find 1 mana Demon Form, although it wouldn't have been in the top 2. So we're going to play Demon Form. Going to play the, let's see, this strike is not lethal. We could have this just block for 5, but I think I want a little bit more out of it than that. I guess we can block for 10 with it. Let's see, so this currently blocks for 18. They are attacking for at least 10 more than that, so yeah, okay, let's drink the speed point. Alright, so we didn't really miss out on much. Secret Weapon was too expensive to multiply. Alright, Secret Weapon now costs 0. It says put it in your hand. Does that mean it doesn't randomize the cost? Because if so, we can just take a 0 mana strike. But if it does randomize the cost, we should take the Pommel Strike. I'm going to assume that it doesn't randomize the cost and take a 0 mana strike. It looks like it doesn't. I guess there's a 1 in 4 chance that it still does. Alright, so we can strike Iron Wave. That actually doesn't kill him, does it? Oh, it does. It's perfect. 18. Okay, so we can strike Iron Wave to kill him. And then double defend and strike the front one. And block out. Pretty impressive. Okay, Inflame's very expensive, so we're probably going to Bash Strike. I don't think that's going to be lethal on anybody. Wounds are pretty bad. Do not like being wounded. We're going to need to get something good here, or I might die. Okay, Clothesline is pretty good. Clothesline is in fact lethal on him, but Pommel Strike is also lethal, and it's more efficient. And Clothesline blocks if we play it on the Taskmaster. So let's Pommel Strike first, and see what we're drawing. Okay, can't play either of those. So we get to reduce the damage on Taskmaster, and it looks like we're dying. Well, darn. Alright, I think that's going to actually be, well, no, let's as I said, I'm not feeling great, so I could consider ending the stream right there, but I've only been playing for 45 minutes, so I think I'm going to try another run. It seemed like it was a good one, but I didn't get a win out of it. I didn't get very much block, I guess. The Demon Form didn't scale as fast as I was hoping. Okay, so we have enemies in our next 3 combats have 1, which is generally not something you want to take on Ironclad because you just hit your max health really quickly. Probably taking this route because it's got 3 enemies and then a fire and an elite. Although if we do that, we only get 2 elites in Act 1, and we generally want 3. The only way to get 3 is to do this left path, and it does not very many fires in it, so that's kind of scary. It also just has a lot of hallway fights right at the beginning. So we're not super happy about this path, but I think it's the best one. And then we'll consider taking the Mega Elite. It does have a fire before it. Rare Kalos cards can be pretty good. They also tend to be pretty run-defining. Particularly the one where it's like, if you get a debuff on somebody, they take damage. You could definitely build a deck around that. And given the low quality of these options, choosing a colorless card is not super great, and paying 100 for a rare colorless card is kind of appealing, so let's take it. Weird. The bomb is pretty good for Act 1. It basically just clears sentries by itself. It does fall off pretty dramatically after that. Master Strategy is great for sort of getting your deck online later turns. It's a great like turn 1 card. Definitely something you want to play in the first shuffle. It's bad against Gremlin Nub. These are all kind of bad against Gremlin Nub. The bomb being the best one. I've never played with Transmutation because it's always really expensive. I'm not sure I would want 3 random colorless cards, even if they do cost 0. What does this card do when it's upgraded? Oh, makes them upgraded. And this one does 50, and this one draws 4. So I think the bomb is probably the choice. Doing 50 is pretty good. It pretty much makes us into like an alpha deck, except it only takes 2 energy instead of 6, and you don't have to mess around with shuffling and stuff, but it only happens for 1 turn. Yeah, I think that's a good enough card to go in the deck. Sure. All right. Does that change our mind about how many elites we want to take? Do we want to try and do the 3 elite path with very few fires? I think no. I think hallway fights are pretty dangerous because, you know, we have to play this stupid card where we wait for a long time. So I don't think I want to do too many hallway fights if I can avoid it, and I can avoid it pretty easily by doing this right path. So let's do that. I said I didn't want to play the bomb in hallway fights, but it seems to be the best option here, so we're gonna bomb and defend. I guess we can bash and strike to kill the little one, but we are taking a ton of damage. Alright, and then we can just block out here and have the bomb win. Yeah, we could just end turn there, I guess. Smoke bomb's good. Gets us out of those pesky hallway fights. We're mostly just looking for stuff that blocks here. The name of the game is play the bomb and wait for Act 1. Clothesline kind of blocks. It also gets rid of artifact charges later on. It's kind of expensive though, but it does a lot of damage. Yeah, I'll take Clothesline. Alright, we get to probably upgrade the bomb. We're going to record that as a 2-to-1 power skew because the bomb won the fight. Yeah, we're going to upgrade the bomb. I wish it upgraded to do 2 turns instead of 3. That would be a way better upgrade. Be more interesting too. Alright, so we can gain a bunch of health by getting rid of our clothesline. I always forget how this works exactly, so I'm going to Google it really quick. I googled Ironclad cards, which is not what's happening. Where are they? Bonfire Spirits, there. Okay, so if we do a common or special card, we heal 5 HP. So we could get rid of the Clothesline to heal for 5. We could get rid of the bomb to get 10 max HP, but we already did waste a upgrade on it, so I think we're kind of locked in. I think we're just going to get rid of a strike. Normally I want the health there, but yeah, it just didn't have any good options. Okay, I'm going to try and take as little damage as possible here. Looks like we might be killing him with just damage. So Clothesline does 18, which leaves him at 13, and this does 9. So we can't kill him with that. Clothesline does also reduce the amount of damage he's doing, though, so let's go ahead and Clothesline and defend. Bash Strike is not enough damage, so we're going to double defend and strike. And we kind of need 3 attacks. Let's see, Bash and Strike is enough now. It is, it's exactly enough. Cool. Alright, that fight was mostly mostly relic value. So we're going to go 1 to 2. We could take Heavy Blade and plan on getting some strength scaling stuff, but I think we're mostly trying to win with the bomb, so let's not. Twin Strike also does strength scaling. I feel like Twin Strike should have Retain, because that's, yeah. Okay, Seeing Red is bad, so we're not doing that. And then we're going to do our 3rd hallway fight. Somebody set up you the bomb. Alright, so we get to win this fight with 0 damage. Kapow. Iron Wave is a block card, kinda, and we're mostly looking for block cards to block while we bomb. So let's go ahead and Iron Wave. Iron Wave? Iron Wave. We have enough health that we can probably get away with smithing. Let's go ahead and smith up the Iron Wave, because it blocks for a little bit more. Alright, Gremlin Knob. Critically, we did not find the bomb on the first turn, which is something we really want against Gremlin Knob before he gets mad. I think it's still worth setting up the bomb here. So Iron Wave Clothesline does a pretty good job of reducing the incoming damage without making him even madder. It also sets up the bomb to kill him next turn. We can play another copy of the bomb. Wow. Okay, Ink Bottle. It's our first sort of regular relic. Ink Bottle and Anger is pretty good. We do also want to use Ink Bottle quite a bit to get back to the bomb, and because ideally we want to be sort of bombing every turn eventually. Or maybe even bombing multiple times a turn. Anger also strength scales, which is something Ironclad often ends up doing. We don't really need more damage though. I think we're just going to wait for more block cards, and we're not going to take a second copy of Clothesline, because they don't work that well together. I think we're strong enough to smith, and Clothesline. We have Gremlin Knob, so we can upgrade a defend now, but it's generally better to upgrade the actual cards that are in your deck that you've like put in. They have better upgrades. Ornamental Fan. It goes quite well with Ink Bottle, so I think if we see another Anger, we would pick it. Alright. We can bomb, but I think we're just going to Smoke Bomb instead. Because they're doing 22 damage, and that's a little bit too much. We found Kunai. Wow. Okay, so our relics are really saying you want to play a lot of attacks, even though we have the bomb. I think we are going to do this Mega Elite. It seems like we're in pretty good shape. If it is like Strength Lagavulin, we're maybe in a little bit of trouble, but honestly, maybe the worst is like Plated Armor Gremlin Knob or something, because we don't have that much non-bomb damage. I think we'll probably be fine. I guess we'll take the bash upgrade. Almost everything is upgraded now. Regen sentries is perfect. We're just going to let the bomb carry the fight. I guess we'll hit one, but mostly for ink bottle value. Okay, so we're going to block as much as we can, which is Iron Wave double block. Alright, setting up the bomb and take it 10. Ouch, this turn hurts, taking 20. Okay, well we're surviving, and we're getting the Mega Elite on Act 1. If you're surviving, you're doing well, so. Alright, good fight. Boom. That's not a very exciting relic, unfortunately. But we have it out of the way. Headbutt can help do some sort of shenanigans with like lots of card draw and helping to trigger kunai. We can also headbutt the bomb back on top of the deck because it's not a power, so you can play it on consecutive turns. It does seem like our damage is a bit low, so let's take headbutt and try and bring it back up a little bit. Alright, this is a pretty dangerous fight. We got the bomb in on a turn when he is not attacking too hard, which is nice. So we just need some defense in here. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, well this has been a depressing stream. Got some bad draw order. Oh, I guess we do survive here technically. We're at 1. Alright. We need block. These are both block. Metallicize does more than armaments, so we're going to take Metallicize. We're going to rest here, because otherwise we might die. Actually, we have Thorn Spot against Hexaghost. And the more health you have, the harder Hexaghost hits you. So he's currently hitting us for 12 on turn 2. And if we do this, then he's hitting us for whatchamacallit, some other number. So we would be at 16 plus 22 is 28, which is, he'd be hitting us for 18. So he's hitting us for 6 more on turn 2. So we get sort of a net of 16 health. Yeah, I think we probably need the 16 health to survive. And the upgrade we would get is Metallicize, which is not super valuable. So we'll take the health. Too greedy to do anything else. Bomb turn 1 is good. The really greedy play here is to headbutt the bomb back, which I think is good enough. Sure, let's headbutt the bomb back. Alright, so we're definitely going to drink Thorn Spot. And we could block with Clothesline, which makes him do 18 instead of 24. Or we could set up the bomb. The bomb does 50 damage, the Clothesline does 14 damage. Clothesline, in addition to saving us 6 health this turn, it also probably saves us like 6 more health over the course of the fight. So it's like 12 of my health versus 36 of his health. Let's see, if we don't Clothesline, then we are taking 24 minus 5 is 19, and going down to 19. Yeah, I think we should just set up 2 bombs. It's aggressive, but I think it's the line that makes us win the most. Oops, we drew past Metallicize. It's pretty good here. Alright, so Iron Wave, Order. Alright, let's go ahead and Iron Wave Headbutt. Defend. Taking a little bit of damage, but he is so low already. This is the third turn, he's already almost dead. We get to proc a Dex for the first time in the game. He's not attacking us this turn, so we get to freely bomb and Metallicize. Hopefully we'll be able to do 7 damage over the course of the next 2 turns. Let's see. Well, that's the play. I don't know if we survive. Yeah, we do. Barely. So here we double defend and go to 1. Oh wait, no, because bomb's going off right now. Okay. GG, Hexaghost. Well, that was scary. The relics didn't really do much. Most of the work was the bomb, so let's say that was a 3-to-1 cards versus powers power ratio here. We do want to be playing lots of attacks, which scales well with Demon Form. However, most of our damage is coming from bomb. So let's see. If we Demon Form, we're saying, I want to take all these attacks that we're playing and scale the damage off of them, which makes sense because scaling damage helps you win later fights. Currently we have scaling block with Kunai, and we have a little bit of additional scaling block with Ornamental Fan. So really the question is the bomb plus just like base attack damage good enough? Or do we need to Demon Form too? Because if we don't need Demon Form, we can pick Reaper, which is great. Although maybe Corruption's the pick here? I don't know, these are all really good. So if we play Corruption, then we get to get rid of all of our skills, and then every card we play is an attack, which is pretty neat. It also helps us block while we're setting up Kunai. So I think probably Corruption's the pick. So yeah, let's take it. Okay. Velvet Choker is pretty bad with the Kunai Ornamental Fan thing we're doing. It's not terrible, you can do it. You can just play 3 attacks per turn and then a defend or something. But it does prevent you from playing 6 attacks in a turn and then a defend, which is something that I would like to be able to do. Astrolabe is something. We still have all of our strikes and defends intact. Astrolabe would help me turn those strikes into something that blocks. Because blocking is way more important to this deck because of the bomb. Sozu is also one of the best energy relics, but we don't have very good potions, so we would feel like we're missing out a little bit there. We don't have like a White Beast statue or anything, so Sozu is probably pretty good. Do we need the 4 energy? Yeah, I think with Corruption and... oh, I didn't think about the Corruption Bomb interaction. Oops. I guess the bomb doesn't kill the heart, right? And we're trying to kill the heart. So eventually we're going to need to scale past bomb damage. And honestly, after the bomb has gone off once, the marginal value from having a bomb go off again is pretty low. Even in like a Retromancer fight, like the one time the bomb goes off, you hope it clears like, 3 daggers or something, but you're going to need to do more than just bombs to kill Retromancer herself. So, bit of an unintended interaction there, but I think it's fine. So I think Astrolabe or Sozu are both reasonable picks. Interestingly, since I'm currently studying the relationship between the power you get from cards and the power you get from relics, Sozu is sort of banking hard towards relics. It's saying, hey, you don't get any more potions, all that value's gone, but you get a bunch more value from your relics every fight. And Astrolabe is kind of banking hard towards cards. It's saying, hey, here's a useless boss relic that does literally nothing, but your cards are a little better. So it's interesting to think about the decision that way. I think for this deck, because we want to be playing so many attacks, we're going to do Sozu. All right. We don't have a ton of money, so we're not worried about trying to hit an early shop. We would like to hit rest sites because we have Eternal Feather, so we can generally use them to get upgrades. There are a lot of rest sites in this act. Pretty much any path we go, we're going to get 3 rest sites, so that's neat. How many elites do we want? It looks like we can get 2 going any path, 3 if we do this little maneuver. Can we handle 3 Act 2 elites if we do fight, and 3 question marks? I think maybe is the answer. And if the answer turns out to be no here, then we can take 1 fewer elites and go this way. We are forced into an elite later with no rest between. But hopefully we'll have a chance to power up a little bit on the way. Alright, so let's do it. Alright, why is it always Shelled Parasite at the beginning of the fight, of the act? Alright, we're just going to blow our 1 potion right away. And take Flame Barrier, I think. I'm glad that wasn't anything good, because I totally forgot about Ink Bottle. Okay, we still have 3 attacks in hand. So I think we're going to the bomb Ironclad Defend to block almost out. Alright, so we could Corruption Defend, but that's not super exciting. We can Clothesline and defend Headbutt. Clothesline Headbutt is appealing because it actually removes one of his plated armor and does damage to him, which would be nice. At the end of next turn, we would like to have done 19 damage to him. And Headbutt here does 9 of that damage. So let's do it. Oh wait, alternately, we could play Headbutt and Strike and get a 4 block, which is more than 3. So we get that and a dex. Great. Let's figure out what we're getting back to Headbutt. Definitely the Flame Barrier. The card's really strong. Alright, so if we triple attack, we have exact lethal with Bomb. So let's do that. Bye! If you go the route with 3 elites, you get a bonfire between the 2nd and 3rd. You talking about this bonfire? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. Like, we have to go from this elite to this elite without resting. But hopefully we can power up off these hallway fights a little bit. Yeah, I'm hoping to do the 3 elite. Oh, the left side one. Wait, there is no left side one. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean this fire? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the 3 elite path is way better if we can survive it. But you know, we'll see. We could transform 2 cards. We definitely don't want to get jaxed. We're not really trying to strength scale. Since we're not trying to strength scale really at all, it doesn't really make sense to do either of the strength options here. So let's transform 2 cards. We got a 2nd copy of Corruption. That's gross. And Blood for Blood. Yuck. Those are some really bad transforms. It's pretty much top of the list for the worst possible outcome. Yikes. Here, let's see if we can go to a question mark and remove one of them. I don't think we can give up the bomb, but we don't really care about money because we're not hitting a shop in this act unless we go to this one. So let's just buy a relic. Do we want to get rid of the bomb? I don't know. It's mostly good in Act 1, but I think we'll keep it around for Act 2. We do get 118 gold, whereas later we would have to pay gold to remove it. I think oh, look at that! Okay. We paid gold to get gold. Gotta spend money to make money. I went into a shop earlier that had bronze scales, but I didn't have enough money to buy it. So, that's my life. I think we want to get all these defense out of the deck, so let's do that. And then do we want to metallicize or strike? There's not really any advantage to striking, so I will just metallicize. Probably winning this fight with bomb. But if we never find bomb, then I guess not. Clothesline is most effective on either this bird or that bird. We're guaranteed to drop bomb next turn. It is going to cost 0. That's convenient. So we're going to play all these cards. I guess we're not going to play the corruption next turn. If we headbutt, then we possibly don't drop bomb. So we probably want to just bash clothesline. God, we're taking a lot of damage right now. Maybe I should have let them hit me at first turn so that I could play blood for blood. Let's see. Let's hit the one that is has strength up, so that if we need to, we can kill him with damage. All right, free bomb, and then we'll get rid of this defend and play the 2 attacks. Looks like it's not quite enough damage to kill him. Oh wait, we get to clothesline. So that removes a bunch of damage, gets us a bunch of block, and attacks. Alright, so now Blood for Blood's all procced up. So we can play 4 attacks this turn. We've got Metallicize, so we don't 100% need to knock down this bird, but we might as well knock down this bird because after this turn, we just win. Oh, this decision doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, we killed him too. Sure. One lonely bird gets bombed. We're setting up Ink Pot. And the bomb was useless. Cool. Thunderclap is good. Armaments. We have a lot of upgrades though. I don't know if Armaments is good enough to make the team. Does this get any worse when you upgrade it? It does get a little bit better. The change in both damage and cost is pretty major. We do want to get at least one of the corruptions upgraded. Probably we also want to get rid of one of the corruptions, but maybe not. I think we're just desperate enough for block that we can take armaments. But really we want to be playing 3 attacks per turn. So we need like stuff that draws cards. We need something that blocks and draws cards. I wonder what Ironclad card that would be. So I think we're going to skip here. Upgraded Corruption just costs 1 less, it costs 2. Alright, so we can like bomb, defend, metallicize, and block for 8, and take 15. If we take 15, can we really fight this elite? I don't know. We should play this in a different order because we learned things midway through the turn. But defend blocks for more than metallicize, so let's go ahead and do that. We also need to do 29 damage to him like pretty badly, because if we don't, he's going to get really mad when the Mystic dies. So let's focus on getting damage into there. Yeah, we'll take the Iron Wave back. Okay, so now at the end of the turn, he's dying, so we could just punch the Mystic. Oh, that's lethal, okay. Bomb was pretty good there. I'm glad I didn't remove it from the deck. None of these cards block. I guess this one does. We've already got enough skill exhausting with 2 copies of Corruption, so I don't really need more. And I don't think I want a second copy of Headbutt. Oh wait, does Clash? No. Yeah, Clash is kind of cool because it's a 0-cost attack, but not good enough. All right, let's give it a shot. Uh-oh. Okay, so we can't trigger Burning Blood this turn. Or, I mean, we can. No, we can't. So it's going to be Bomb, Metallicize, Defend, I think. And then take a bunch of damage. Sometimes that's just how it is. Alright, we can defend Iron Wave, or we can Corruption defend Iron Wave to block. We're blocking for 12 either way, and we are taking lethal damage, so we better kill one of those pesky little sneaky gremlins. Good thing we have exact lethal on one, so if we block for 10, that's enough. And the only way to do that is playing these 3 cards and not that one, so let's do that. Oh, we have Blood for Blood, so we can kill them both. That's good. There's an argument to be made that we Blood for Blood on the Gremlin Leader, because after this attack, this sneaky gremlin is dying to bomb anyway, so I think I'm going to do that. Alright, we got a Dex. Okay, so I think it's worth it to get Clothesline off on Gremlin Leader, so that he doesn't kill us in the future. And bomb. Okay, so we can Blood for Blood to kill one of them, and then Bash Headbutt to kill the other one. Is there any reason we would want to do anything else? Bash Headbutt is a lot of damage, but if we don't do it, we die, so... Oh wait, no, we don't die. If we defend, we block for 9. So we could just Blood for Blood the bomb defend. And then we have 1 more mana for a Headbutt. But if we do the Bash, then we get an extra Dex. Yeah, actually, if we do the Bash, then we have... So we can Bash Headbutt on Gremlin Leader, and then Blood for Blood on one of the Goblins, probably putting Blood for Blood back on the deck. And then Defend blocks out completely, because it blocks for 7, and then we Metallicize for 3. And we will have been doing damage to the Gremlin Leader, hopefully setting him up to die. But we kind of need to bomb him again, I think, to do enough damage. And we could set up bomb this turn, so it seems like maybe we should be doing that instead of getting 1 more Dex. We do have 4 things in the deck that that have Dex benefits, but I think we definitely shave at least 1 turn off the fight if we bomb right now, and I think shaving a turn off the fight is more valuable than getting potentially 1 Dex, because if he attacks again, he's killing us. Right? We can't block that much. So yeah, so we're going to develop bomb, which means we can't play 3 attacks, but we can kill 1 gremlin and get Blood for Blood back and block most of the damage. So we just have to survive this turn. He's not attacking again, so all we have to do is either kill this gremlin or block his damage. And we can kill him pretty easily, so 18 leaves him at 5, so we can 18 Iron Wave him, and then, yeah, like Clothesline strike on Gremlin Leader. We got him. There's probably a more efficient way to allocate damage, but it doesn't matter because we have lethal. Kaboom! Oh, sorry, now the kaboom. Okay, Mummified Hand. Well, we have Corruption, but Corruption already makes stuff cost 0. I believe the way this will work is Corruption will go off, make things cost 0, and then Mummified Hand will only hit things that don't cost 0 or X. So Mummified Hand will hit like an attacking hand that still costs mana. At least that's the way I believe it works. We could take Combust, which combos with Blood for Blood. It also combos with killing yourself, though, so not too excited about that. I think we're skipping these. Been skipping a lot, so we're kind of low on cards here. That fight was mostly won by card quality, so we can say that was 2-1. I've been doing a horrible job of keeping track. Obviously, we're resting here. And thank you to Eternal Feather for making us healthy. So we get, if we take the elite, we get an extra fire, and I think that's good enough reason to do it. All right. So we can clothesline double block, or we can corruption double block. Well, clothesline mitigates some damage. We've had a lot of trouble getting 3 attacks a turn. I don't think we're winning this fight. But let's try it out. Oh, Corruption would have let us play the clothesline too, huh? Here, let's restart and see if that's true. Because I believe it's true. So Corruption makes these cost 0, and then Mummified Hand makes this cost 0. Yeah. Okay, so we'll clothesline double lock and get rid of these stupid defends. Alright, and now our skills cost 0 for this turn, so we can defend for free. We're taking 21 damage, which we would currently survive. So I think I'm going to use 3 attacks. That does put us in a little bit of danger because we're going to draw an Inkpop card. But there's not really anything that can be done about it. It's a power. What are you talking about? The Corruption's a power? Yeah, I don't get what you're talking about. It lowers the cost. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. I described what it was going to do, and then it did it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Metallicize, let's draw the whole hand. Well, so we can't actually play the whole hand, because if we play 2 cards, we're going to draw another one with Ink Bottle. And so it kind of depends on what we draw, and whether we want to draw it. But they all cost 1. So actually we will be able to play the whole hand. Even if it's Corruption, we can play these 3, and then Metallicize and make it hit Corruption, and play the other Corruption. Okay. You're right. So we hit Bash on him, and he has 24, and then we can Blood for Blood, and... oh wait, Blood for Blood by itself will kill him from 24, because it'll do 27. But do we want to just get netted? Doesn't seem like it's that bad to get netted here. No, it's pretty bad. Okay. Alright, so we're going to avoid getting netted. Draw the bomb, which is fine. And then Metallicize to draw Plate Strike. Excuse me, I meant to mute that. So we're surviving. We only have to hit him once and him for 10 to bomb kill them. So I guess let's hit him once. See where we're at next turn. We can't play all these because Corruption's too expensive. We're always playing this defend, and I think with Iron Wave Headbutt we hit the Taskmaster so that he is, or I guess with Iron Wave Strike we hit the Taskmaster because we want to do like exactly 10 damage to him basically. We are surviving this turn, so we're going to win the fight. So I guess the question is, how do we minimize the damage taken and proc ink bottle for next fight? And I think we do that by taking blood for blood. I don't know. We'll see where we're at. So we've already minimized damage, so we're just trying to play the maximum number of attacks now. Actually, we want to play 2 attacks so that we set up ink bottle to draw on the first play of next fight. Okay. We found the shovel, which I don't think we're going to be using. Reckless Charge is a 0-cost attack, so it would help us proc Ornamental Fan and Kunai, but it reduces the density of attacks in the deck, so I think it's kind of a non-starter. Here's an unupgraded copy of Combust, but we passed on the upgraded copy, so I don't think we're taking the unupgraded one. And Bludgeon is too expensive to proc Ornamental Fan Kunai with, so we're skipping again. Okay, Gremlin Horn or Sapphire Key. We don't super need more energy, because we have an energy relic, and Mummified Hand, and Corruption makes things cost 0. So I actually don't think we need Gremlin Horn, and I'm going to take the key here. Alright, we're at 27. I think we still need to rest. What would we smith if we were going to smith? Probably one of the Corruptions, which is not a huge upgrade. We could get a random relic, which is cool, but I think we need the health more. We're getting our relics at elites, like men. Plus, this is basically a free relic, because we've got so much money. Unceasing Top. Completely game-changing card, especially for a Corruption deck. So now we just need to pick like every 0-cost attack we see, basically. And we want to do this one because we have so much money we can go to a shop after this. Alright, Book of Stabbing. We want Corruption to... we want to land a Mummified Hand proc on Blood for Blood, ideally. So if we do Corruption first, then it makes Defend cost 0. I guess we could also land the Metallicized proc on Corruption. We can guarantee being able to cast one of these by doing Defend, Headbutt, Metallicize, and then Metallicize will hit one of them. Let's see, if we Corruption first, then it could hit either Metallicize or Headbutt, and make Defend cost 0 in the worst case scenario. Yeah, and then we're able to play both. The Metallicize hits Blood for Blood. Okay, so this works. Forgot about Ink Bottle, even though I deliberately set it up. And it already hit Blood for Blood, so that's convenient. And then Metallicize hits Headbutt, and we can go back and get Blood for Blood, but then it costs 4 again. Alright, the Bomb. If we play Corruption... If we play Bash first... If we play Iron Wave first, then Corruption hits Bash. So let's do that. Unfortunately, we don't get to draw because Ascender's Bane is kind of a jerk. Alright, Clothesline helps us mitigate damage. We're going to play both of the Defends. Wound is going to prevent us from going off with Unceasing Top. Rude. Blood for Blood still costs mana. That's surprising. We're definitely going to play Iron Wave. We don't really need to bash. And Blood for Blood does more damage, so I think we're going to Iron Wave Headbutt Blood for Blood. Actually, we're going to Blood for Blood before Headbutt because we want Blood for Blood back. Maybe we wanted Ironclad, or Iron Wave back because it blocks. Oh wait, we win the fight. I forgot. Okay, Vulnerable also applies Weak. That's super good. Battle Trance. It's kind of interesting. We do need lots of draw to enable these, but Battle Trance turns off Unceasing Top. I'm not sure how realistic the Unceasing Top dream is with this deck. But it's not bad. You know, like all the skills get cleaned out by Corruption. All the powers remove themselves. Blood for Blood eventually costs 0 in long fights. So really the only thing preventing us from going off with Unceasing Top is Clothesline and Bash. So cool. But Wild Strike would be very bad because it prevents Unceasing Top from going off, and Cleave doesn't do enough. So I think we're going to skip Battle Trance, even though it's a good card, because we're hoping to get Unceasing Top online. We're going to get Orange Pellets. Orange Pellets is quite good. Flame Barrier is also good. Gambling Chip. What would we do with Bottled Flame if we bought it? Nothing good. Could take Exhume. What would we Exhume? We could Exhume and like get back the bomb or something and play another bomb for 0. What we really wanted to see here was like Dead Branch, obviously. But you don't get Dead Branch every run. Is there any value in Orange Pellets here? We have Sozu, so we can't combo with potions. We don't apply any negative things to ourselves. We need to play applying Vulnerable, other than Bash, I guess. Well, Bash does something. Panache is pretty good. It triggers Mummified Hand, and it's really good if we get Unceasing Top going. A little bit of a problem is if we are up against the Heart, Ornamental Fan does not block out. You know, like if we play 3 attacks, we're taking 6 damage and blocking for 4, so that doesn't quite work out. So we would need to have like lots of Iron Waves or something. I feel like we're pretty close to doing something infinite though, if we can just like exhaust some cards from our hand, and like play an Anger and like do that over and over. We need to remove both of these strikes in order to pull that off. I guess we need to remove a lot of cards. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards that sort of stick around after we're quote-unquote online. So let's go ahead and card remove a strike, because we have 500 gold, we should just be doing stuff. I don't know about Panache. How do we make this infinite? What's the combo here? We can't buy potions. I don't see the benefit of playing Orange Pellets. I mean, purging debuffs is good, and we are against Champ, so maybe we just take Orange Pellets just for that. Yeah, I think we do. And then I guess Panache, and hope we find whatever it takes to get this to be infinite. And I guess Flame Barrier, because it works out perfectly. Sure. Flame Barrier is a good card. Alright. Let's go ahead and... I guess I can just... No, I'll just develop Corruption right now. I don't need to hold back. Okay, so it can play the bomb and 3 attacks. We really need another copy of Iron Wave, because we're just eating damage while we're trying to set things up. I think let's Clothesline and then headbutt the Clothesline. And then strike. We're using both defense, obviously. And then, I guess, bash Clothesline. let's see, we'll draw a card if we do that. And if it's Iron Wave, we can't play it, which is sad. So maybe we do Corruption, and then whichever one costs 0, and then we can play Iron Wave. Yeah, I guess that's true. Flame Barrier is good in the deck, so I should have kept it, you're right. So I'm going to Corruption, and I guess play Clothesline, and then Iron Wave to block a little bit. Okay, and that's the fight. Bomb. True Grit could be the hero we need, exhausting all the stuff that isn't the 0 cost attack. It also just blocks. I'll take it. I think we need to either, let's see. So if we upgrade True Grit, it's targeted, which is nice. We tend to be pretty good at emptying our hand, so we can probably get a pretty good targeting with True Grit anyway. We're pretty far behind against Champ. I don't know if resting is really going to give us enough health to get through this fight. So I think what we should do is either Smith True Grit and try and set up an infinite Iron Wave turn, where we're just playing 5 Iron Waves, or well, I guess it's just 3 or 4 Iron Waves a turn. 4 Iron Waves a turn is probably probably wins the fight, right? So we're either smithing up True Grit and then getting super lucky with our shuffle and like surviving for a long time to get that set up, which I don't think is reasonable. Or trying to dig for a relic to save us. I don't know what the relic would be though. I guess let's just find out, because there's no way that the True Grit dream is going to live up to expectations. Plus, even if it's random, you can still live that dream. Anchor, that's pretty good. I guess he generally attacks on turn 1? Yeah, okay. Anchor's getting some value. So I guess we want to metallicize, double defend True Grit to get rid of Headbutt, because Headbutt's not part of is not Iron Wave. Maybe we're too all in on this 4 copies of Iron Wave thing. It seems kind of stupid. But I think it's where we're at. I don't even want to play a free Headbutt? Surely that's wrong, right? Well, if I True Grit now, I do get to draw a card. But then I don't get to play that card unless it costs 0, which Panache does. Yeah, I don't think Headbutt is winning the fight for us, so let's get rid of it. Okay, we can cycle through a bash. That has some value. Alright. So the ideal situation is Corruption hits Corruption. We can make that happen by Iron Waving first, and then Corruptioning. I think we just used our last power. Oh no, we've got Panache. Oof. Okay, so this turn we're going to purge our debuffs and play the bomb. So I think we're going to play Panache first. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because we can't play our whole hand. So let's go ahead and... Oh, so actually we can play all 5 cards. So let's see, then we would draw Strike, and that's fine, I guess. Cool. Well, we've only got 8 cards left, so maybe we can get True Grit going. Oh wait, no, now it's going to exhaust. Womp womp. Okay, so I think we... what do we want True Grit to hit? Blood for Blood or Clothesline? So Blood for Blood can cost 0. So I think we want it to hit Clothesline. But I guess we can't control it, so we'll just let it decide. Oh, we can control it. We can Clothesline and make sure it hits Blood for Blood. But I would rather it hit Clothesline than Blood for Blood. Yeah, we are running out of block, huh? I think we want to, yeah. Alright, I'll just clothesline right now. I don't want to go through a shuffle without... Oh yeah, we only get one more copy of True Grit, so we'll wait with it. He debuffed us again. Alright, so we're going to defend because he's attacking. And then if... I guess the best value is to get rid of Strike, because Strike's garbage. So we'll play these two and then trigger away the Strike and draw one of these two. I kind of want to play Iron Wave. The only way to play Iron Wave is to Strike and then trigger it. So we're going to Bash, Strike, trigger it to get rid of Clothesline, because Bash also applies Weak. I forgot about Ink Bottle, like you do. And now we're blocking out, so by the same logic as before, I guess we'll not use True Grit. We're getting some good damage in on him. I still don't think it's probably enough, but we're getting there. We need to be playing 3 attacks a turn. So let's go ahead and Bash, Strike, Iron Wave. We can't get 3 attacks this turn. Unless we... Yeah, we can. Oh no, this doesn't cost 0. So we'll just... Let's see, we don't want him to reset yet. So let's see, so he resets at 220. And so this doesn't reset him. And we'll save True Grit for yet another turn. We can play 3 attacks this turn, so we should do that, even though it does reset him. We need that dex. Alright, we can't get 3 attacks this turn. Unless, let's see. No, we can't get 3 attacks this turn. So we're gonna die when he executes us. We can weaken him. Bash also weakens him. So I guess the 3 attack route is Bash, Strike, Iron Wave. And I don't think we've blocked for enough. Maybe we did, actually. Let's see, so he's hitting for 48. Yeah, we're dead by... Oh wait, no, we're alive at 1. Oh my god. Okay, so now we get True Grit on an actual attack turn, but Blood for Blood now costs 1. So that's a little better. Let's get rid of the Strike. So let's Bash, Blood for Blood, Iron Wave, and then trigger away the Strike. And then if somehow we manage to take 1 damage, then Blood for Blood will be free. Oh, I guess I'm fine with triggering away either of these. And we are blocking out. We have a 3 attack turn, but it is not going to be enough. Champ too strong. Okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. My throat is super sore, although actually weirdly, like talking has made me stop coughing. So maybe I should continue streaming, but I am very tired and sick, so I'm going to stop doing this thing that I'm doing. Thanks for coming, Troll for Fun, and I will see you next time.